Hello, I'm RJ of RJB Crafted. Welcome to my channel. This is my first live. It's on the desktop because I don't have 50 subscribers yet for mobile device. So as the description suggests, I am in crazy mode making bucket hats, sewing on my brother CS7000X. Yes, that's it. Anyway, I didn't realize this image was going to be backwards. And I guess I'm just gonna have to try better next time. You can't really see what I'm doing, but I need to sew, and I'm really, I got things popping up. I really have to focus and get sewing. I've been sewing constantly since Sunday. Been making bucket hat after bucket hat after bucket hat. Shouldn't be complaining because if anybody's here, could you please let me know if you can hear me? I don't even know. I tried videotaping myself on my desktop just before I did this. My camera didn't want to work. So I don't even know if this is working. If anybody joins, give me, well, I guess you're going to have to say something in the chat because you can't give me a thumbs up. I guess you could give me a thumbs up on there. Anyway, today I am making beautiful, funky green with this bluey green. Yes, I've got interfacing on it and it needs to be trimmed. How come I pointed? Okay, that's weird. This is going to take some getting used to. Oh, I see. I looked at myself on the screen. Anyway, I need to trim those pieces off. I had to move my sewing machine. It's usually up against under that basket and where that clip-on light is. Okay, I guess I can leave that there. It's a desktop. It's not a laptop. I didn't even do my hair. YouTube said I'd have a chance to check things out before I went live, and I thought it would show me first. Not even ready for this, but I don't care. Don't care what I look like. I need to sew. I can't lower you anymore. Let's see if I can tilt you down a bit. Oh, look at that. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy now. This is great. Do I want to move? Oh, there. Look at me go. Yeah, because I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to use this drawer thingy. Maybe I'll bring it over here when I need. No, you know what? That can go there. That can go there. This can go here. And I'll move my sewing machine over. And then I can do all my prep right here. So that works. Yay. Okay. I better move that because I will drop it. Oh, knock it over. I need all my stuff. No, I don't. This is here. And these are here. Yay. I've got everything I need. Anyway, probably going to be doing this live just to myself, but that's okay. It'll be available to watch later. This is crooked, darn it. I actually used a jumbo paper clip. Oh man, that's awful. To adjust, make sure that this table, desk, whatever, was steady. Sturdy, steady, same thing. And I had it where I had it before. I didn't have to use the paper clip at all, so that was nice. Am I getting too? That's good. That's good. Yay. Okay, let's go. No, it's not okay. Sorry about this. That's a bit better. Okay. I need my readers. I do wear contact lenses, but the detail stuff, I need to see better. I'm just trimming off this part right here to make it all nice and lined up with the fabric. I don't know how long I'm going to be live for. This is just kind of not an experiment, but just to put some video out there. I haven't done anything for a couple months, and that is because it was starting to be income tax time, and I don't know about anyone else out there, but I don't I keep track of my sales because that's the fun part, but I don't keep track of my expenses. I do, but I don't on a regular basis, if that makes sense. I throw my receipts in a pile on a table. My husband sometimes goes into town and gets things for me, and then I don't get the receipts until months later. So I'm a lot more organized now from this point forward. Not so much filing taxes for 2024. That was, I was going to say it was a gong show, but it kind of wasn't because I was partway organized. But now I'm even more organized. I actually set an alarm on my phone after every market. Print out your paperwork. See, one thing that took, I guess I could have left that on the floor. One thing that took forever was I take an iPad with me for using Square, and I also create a spreadsheet for every market using Numbers, the app, or whatever it is that's available on iPad. Maybe it's available on iPhone too. I don't know. I'm an Android girl. And that's been great to keep up with the spreadsheets for sales. But then I don't print them out until tax time. And my printer is wireless, as probably they all are now. I don't know. It does not like to communicate with my iPad. So I would I'd get it all set up. I would shut off the Wi-Fi connection on the printer and then wake it up 30 seconds later or so. And then my iPad, would detect it. And it would be like, yeah, there, it's working. Awesome. And it would print out possibly 2 documents. And then it would say no printers found. And I had to reset it so many times, and it drove me nuts. So to print out about 40 to 50 documents took almost 2 hours. And I don't mind waiting, because also I don't know about anyone else's iPad, but mine, my iPad was so slow. It would say preparing for like a minute, and then it would say printing or whatever the next thing it is that it says. And it would take forever, and then it would finally start printing. I should have had this more organized. Sorry about this. Maybe you'd rather see sewing. But anyway, I'm just still going to chat. I probably chat more doing this than I will chat sewing. Anyway, so that was the straw that broke this camel's back. I could not handle waiting like that anymore. Whoops. So I set an alarm, and it goes off after every market. A couple hours, I sit down and relax and decompress. And then the alarm goes off, and I remember, oh yeah, I got to go print out the Square report and fiddle with the printer settings for one document. And yeah, it takes a few minutes, but at least it only takes a few minutes. So at the not so tender age of 58, I'm actually learning stuff and being a little more efficient. Yes, sirree, I am. Yeah, I don't know about anyone else out there, but my interfacing, I don't take as much care when I cut out my interfacing as I do my fabric. So yeah, there is overhang, and maybe it shifts too. I don't run the iron along the fabric and stuff. I put it on and wait 8 seconds. I usually count 8 seconds, and then lift it up and move it over, and then gently place it down in the new spot and count to 8 and stand there and sweat like a dog. Anyway, I always end up with a ton of overhang. Like I said, I know I'm not as careful cutting my interfacing as I am my fabric, but I do try and place it as best as I can. These hats are reversible, so there's double what you might think. Are any bucket hats not reversible? I don't know about that, but anyway. I don't know if you've noticed, but I got my hair cut quite short. Love it. I didn't style it because I thought I was going to get a chance to see what I looked like, what everything looked like in the screen here. And I didn't. It's like, you're live. I'm like, okay, I'm live. Here we go. So anyway, this is fun and interesting. And oops, trim. It is a cloudy day here in southern BC, southwest BC, west coast. Got some wildfire activity. That's a little close, but we're not smelling smoke yet, so that is a blessing. And I just pray for everyone who is being negatively impacted by the wildfires, whether it's just smoke in the area, localized smoke, or, things are burning right next to them. That is like a terrifying thought. And my thoughts and my heart go out to everyone. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to leave that there. Where did my water go? It's way over here, and I need a sip. I'm going to have to go the long way around. I got to take my readers off when I move too much because I get really dizzy. I don't even know if you heard that. Oh, I've got a microphone. I guess I could have hooked it up to this. Hopefully you can hear me. Like, this would really suck if you can't. But anyway. Oh, good stuff. Okay. Pick up. Ooh, I know what thread color I'm going to use. I love this color. Look at that neon yellow. I know it's green, but I'm taking every opportunity to use up every opportunity. This is bad. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's better for now. Who knows? We will see. We're going to get to the good stuff pretty soon here. I'm going to be sewing. Yay! And if anyone joins me, well, they're not here yet. I was going to say if anyone joins me, thank you for joining me, but nobody's here yet. Let's see. Got my bobbin here. Bobbins are so messy. Anybody watching this, if you could let me know. This is a pill. Maybe. Is it a pill? No, I don't think it's a pill dispenser thingy. It was one in the craft section. And I thought, hey, bobbins. And then I just don't even bother winding up the bobbin. Lazy. Lazy, crazy. Thread. I do have more. Don't know how far I'm going to get with that. If anyone wants to see how to operate this machine, let me know. I always use I use the automatic threader, and I just use a small crochet hook to grab the little loop that pops out the back of the needle. Ooh, exciting news. Oh my gosh. Whew, I was dizzy. My husband is currently just doing odd jobs for neighbors, and he went down the street and was working on someone's door, I think it was. And it's a married couple. They're elderly. They're 80s, early 80s. And I've spoken to the woman twice maybe, and I've spoken to the husband maybe 10 times in the 16 years we've lived here. And my husband, I came home Saturday. How about I sew and talk about this? Yeah. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, it's been a long week. It's Thursday, June 12th, 2025. For anyone who cares. I'll probably care more than, although I guess I'll know. Anyway, so last Saturday, got home from the farmer's market. I melted into a heap on the couch with the air conditioning on and sat there. And then my husband came in and he goes, oh, yeah, I want to come outside and sit out and, in the shade, but, still too hot. I'd been outside all day long. But anyway, I said, sure, went out there, and he tells me that, oh, he's all mixed up, tells me that the neighbor, where's those scissors? The neighbor's wife came out and chatted with him for a bit and said, so I see your wife is making purses, handbags, bags, crossbody bags, and the like. And that, oh, what kind of sewing machine does she have? And my husband told her that I have a Singer. Well, he didn't know the exact model. He knew the makes, but he did not know the models. So he said she's got a domestic brother and an industrial machine, and it's a Singer, I believe, which it is. And he said she's doing really good at making the bags, but she needs an industrial machine with a walking foot. So she says to him, I have an industrial machine with a walking foot. Does she want it for free? Does she want it for free? My husband said, oh, that's very generous of you. When she comes home, I will talk to her about it. So that's what he told me. And I was like, get out. And he said, I know you have your heart set on a Juki, and I know for a fact she did not say the word Juki. And I said, oh, but it's industrial, right? And he goes, yes, and it's got a walking foot. I'm like, oh my gosh. So I said, oh, maybe it's Titan. And he goes, that does sound slightly familiar. It could have been Titan. So he said, well, I've got X, Y, and Z to do, so we will phone her tomorrow and go down and take a look. I'm like, okay, great. And I went in the house right away in the nice air-conditioned comfort there. And I went on YouTube and I started typing in Titan and looking at the different types of industrial sewing machines there are. And, oops, sorry if that was too loud. I got myself super excited. Anyway, long story short, it's not a Titan, and technically it's not an industrial sewing machine either. It is a heavy-duty machine. This is Sophie, and I love her, love her. But she doesn't have much in the way of guts. She can only do a maximum of 700 stitches a minute. I don't sew that fast, so it doesn't really matter. But she really struggles with thicker layers. There's no way in the world that I could top stitch vinyl. Never. She struggles on canvas. Sorry if you notice me looking down at myself. It really bugs me that I'm mirrored. And I shouldn't, because I look at no. This is the way I look in person. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this isn't mirrored. I should wear a shirt. Let's see. Is there anything I can hold up with writing on it? No. Oh, yes, I can. I have a label here that I printed off. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the way people see me. Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay. Let's get over this. So I got super excited, went first thing in the morning, Sunday morning. Okay. I call her. Do you think they're church people? No, I don't think so. So I'm like, call her. So that he called, and she said she was available right then. So we walked down and checked it out, and it's not an industrial. I think I said all that. I stopped to explain why I keep looking at myself, because it's wrong, but it's not mirrored. This is me. Okay, here we go. Figured it out. Anyway, it is a Pfaff Grand Quilter Hobby 1200. And she weighs a ton, and I cannot move my desktop computer to show you what she looks like. You probably know, some of you could know what she looks like. I have played on her but I haven't sewn anything yet. I've just played around, see how much guts she's got. She's got a slide adjuster thingy for adjusting the speed, and just like this one, and even on its slowest setting, okay, how do I say this? That one on the slowest setting is still almost too fast for me. It just really took me by surprise. Like seriously took me by surprise. Anyway, she only gave me one bobbin and it was wound already, and it's multicolored thread, very pretty thread, but I don't have the top thread for that. So I phoned the local sewing place, fabric store, and they had 5 bobbins. So I bought them all. And I'm really looking forward to sewing on her. Yes, she has a walking foot and it's on there already. But the tool to take the feet off wasn't included in the little kit. So, I mean, she had a lot of sewing machines. So maybe she lost one or had one for both. I don't know. But so generous. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe her generosity. And anyway, she had written her name on the front of it right along here. And she said, oh, I think some rubbing alcohol will take care of that. And I said, are you kidding? I go, I name my sewing machines. I said, my domestic is Sophie, my industrial is Fiona, and that one is Carol. And she was like, oh, that's sweet. Anyway, so this is the walking foot for the brother. I haven't put them side by side, but the one for the Grand Quilter is a lot more substantial. And I haven't taken it off yet because I don't have the thingy to remove it. I had to take the needle out to find out what kind of needle it takes, whether it's the one with a flat end, which it is, or the round one like the industrial, which it isn't. So I used a butter knife, and I think the butter knife will work to remove the walking foot. But I need to sew on a machine that I'm comfortable with right now. I will play on her, and I'm going to do a tutorial on it too. Maybe on Sunday I will. I don't know. I hope to, but I don't know. Do not know. Anyway, what speed are we at? I like to sew. I'm going to do this straight edges here. I like to sew those ones relatively fast. I do not have the proper settings here. I like, if you have this machine, I can call out the settings. I like setting 1, which is having the needle. It's just a straight stitch, a normal basic stitch, but the needle is in the center where it should be, or, you know, the normal position. And then I change it to a 3 millimeter stitch length, and I go fast at this part. Before yesterday, it doesn't matter. Yesterday or the day before, this machine gave me so much grief with the bobbin. Oh, I was getting really frustrated. You know what? With that being said, I'm going to slow it right down because, okay, that's a little ridiculous. Let's speed her up. Gotta make some bucket hats. Yeah, unfortunately, well, you know what? I'm not going to say unfortunately. I am going to be doing lives more often. And they'll probably, well, most of them will be bucket hat making. So because I'm not doing an actual tutorial here, I need to come up with topics of conversation. Anybody going anywhere this summer? I don't think I am. That's good enough. You know what? I'm not happy with that. I ended up bumping it. So I'm going to do it. And I went one stitch too far. I've got this program to do the automatic beginning and end of a seam for backstitching. I do like it. Putting my garbage on my desk. Okay, you go. And I'm just sewing up the brim pieces. Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going anywhere this summer. That's when my work is, mostly. So I kind of have to stay where, I mean, we do travel. I shouldn't say we're not going away anywhere because I do farmers markets all over BC. I don't stick close to home. I do not do them close to home. But, to me, it is going away. Sure, we are seeing beautiful sights and meeting new people. But it takes work. Keep going a little too far on that, but that's okay. So anyway, if you want to drop any comments down of what you would like to see in the future. I made a to-do list last Saturday. I think it was Sunday morning. I made a to-do list for this week. And every second thing on the list was bucket hats in capital letters with exclamation points and everything. And this is my 7th bucket hat this week since Monday. Sunday I did prep. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I sewed 6 hats. 2.5 on Monday, 2.5 on Tuesday, and 1 on Wednesday. And then this morning, last night I started cutting a bit of fabric and interfacing. And then this morning I finished cutting out a couple of hats worth. And then, cut out a couple of hats worth and then ironed it all before it got too warm. Although it's an overcast day and it might rain today actually. So, it might rain today. So it's not going to get overly hot. But ironing makes me really, really boiling hot anyway. So, yeah. Anywho, just getting these hats made. And then after these seams that I do, I got this and one more. After that, it's much slower sewing because it takes a lot more precision than this. I mean, this is precise, sure, but it's just a straight, quick seam. So it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. It was weird. A couple of years ago, I met up with a bunch of friends at our local Tim Hortons. What's your favorite thing to have at Timmy's? Mine's the ice cap. Oh my gosh, it's so good. I started drinking them to help with acid reflux. It was the only thing that helped. Tums, Rolaids. I don't even know if they make Rolaids anymore. Pepto does not work for heartburn for me. Anyway, the heartburn would just be relentless a couple of years ago. So I would go have an ice cap and put out the fire, and it really helped. It really worked quite well. Anyway, I don't know about anyone else, but I like to change out my presser foot for top stitching, and I definitely slow the sewing speed down. Change it to the 1/4 inch foot. It's just something I do. Changing the stitch length to 4 from 3. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I met up with a bunch of friends at Tim Hortons. It was just kind of a Christmas get-together, pre-Christmas get-together. And we sat there chatting and And, I think I had just gotten this a couple months earlier. And a friend of mine, she says, "Oh, you should come over one day and see all my sewing machines." I'm like, "All your sewing machines?" She goes, "Yeah." I said, "How many do you have?" "Oh, I have 7. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, "I have 2, but one's in the garage. I don't even use it. It's not set up. It's just in a box." And she goes, "You wait." She's like, "Just you wait." I was like, okay, thinking, no, the only other machine I want is an industrial. Well, yeah, I have an industrial now. So that was machine number 3. And now I've got the Pfaff. So I got brother, Singer. I was going to say Suzuki. Why? Anyway, Singer and then Pfaff. Okay, that's there. Top stitching all the pieces, and I like to top stitch the mid